In the first half of this year, Mongolia traded with 143 countries, and the foreign trade turnover amounted to $11.8 billion, of which exports accounted for $7.6 billion and imports for $4.3 billion. Total turnover increased by $2.6 billion, or 27.9%, export by $2.3 billion, and import by $325.6 million compared to the same period of the previous year. In June of this year, exports increased by $88.4 million and import by $8.6 million, or 1.1% compared to the previous month.
In the first half of 2023, the foreign trade balance amounted to $3.3 billion and profit increasing by $1.9 billion, 2.4-fold compared to the same period of the previous year. According to the National Statistics Office, this June the profit accounted for $472.7 million, which is an increase of $79 million or 20% compared to the previous month. Trade with China in the first half of 2023 was around $8.6 billion, accounting for 73% of foreign trade turnover. Hard coal equaled 61.4% and copper concentrate accounted for 19%. Gold made up 99% of goods exported to Switzerland. In the first half of 2023, the growth of exports of coal by $2.1 billion, oil by $162.9 million, canned meat products by $82 million, fluorspar ore and concentrate by $70.8 million, iron ore and concentrate by $55.3 million, horse meat by $52 million, affected the increase of exports to the tune of $2.3 billion compared to the same period of last year. In June of this year, the average border price of gold decreased by 2.3 thousand per kilogram. Average border price of iron ore and concentrate dropped by $15.5 per ton. Average border price of coal decreased by $7.7 per ton, and the average border price of copper concentrate increased by $0.4 per ton. The physical volume of coal exports reached 5.6 million tons last June, 1.4 million tons more than the previous month, and amounted to $718.7 million, making an increase of $139 million. As of the first half of 2023, China accounted 39.2% of imports, Russia 26.6%, Japan 8%, South Korea 4.6%, the United States 3.6%, and Germany 2.5%, making up 84% of total imports. Petroleum products accounted for 71% of goods imported from Russia. Passenger cars made up 72% of goods imported from Japan, and trucks 10% of goods imported from China. Imports increased by $325.6 million compared to the same period of the previous year due to the growth in imported diesel fuel by $129.2 million, trucks by $68.4 million, passenger cars by $51 million, and bulldozers, ironers, levelers, and excavators by $31.5 million, respectively. Exports of mineral products, precious stones, metals, jewelry, and textile products accounted for 94.2% of total exports, while 77.2% of imports were mineral products, machinery, equipment, electrical appliances, transport vehicles, spare parts, basic metals, products thereof, and food products.